Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss me. What we're going to do is make these little pretzel turtles that are so good. I know you guys have had some sort of type that you put the Rolos on top of the pretzel, and this is kind of just taking it another step further. Nothing new, but just different. You need about a cup of pretzels, and we've got the pretzels here. We've poured them into the bag holder. We're going to crush them. Actually, you know me, I'm going to beat the heck out of them. It's my stress reliever. Then you need chocolate bark or almond bark, either one, or white almond bark, sorry. That's going to be safe for last, so set that aside. You can use crunchy peanut butter or creamy peanut butter, whichever your family prefers, whatever you have open or that's going bad. Because this is one of those, once your peanut butter starts to kind of go defunct, then this is a great recipe to put it in. Because these are all things you have. You're going to use a tablespoon of powdered sugar, a tablespoon of butter melted, and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. So let's get started. Okay. It out. You want these really, really small. Crushed, crushed, crushed. I mean, super duper crushed. Now, if you're one of those handy people that have a food processor and actually want to clean it, then go ahead, have at it. I'm not that person. I also wanted to tell you, get caramels. We're going to drizzle this on top of them when they're finished. That's where we get the turtle. Yummy, yummy. And if you do your chocolates with the peanut butter that's chunky, you'll have those nutty flavors that you have in the turtles. So you don't need to watch me beat this. So I'm going to turn you on. I finished crushing it and I wanted to show you this is how small it is. Really, really small pieces. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour this in here because this is where I had the melted butter. So I can save this bag, or it's pretty chopped up. So I probably will throw it away. But we've got the butter. I'm going to go ahead and do my splash of salt right now. The caramel can be set aside because that we're not going to worry about until we've got these cooled. Now let me just give you a few tips. What we're going to do is I'm going to go with creamy today. And again, you want about a half a cup of it. And I'm not measuring it perfectly. Kind of know what a half a cup is. For those that cook often, you probably don't need to measure. For those that don't, it's going to still taste good if you mess up the measurement. So it's one of those don't stress about. Now, I bake so much stuff that I have all new food, which is fantastic. And you know, if you've ever watched any of my videos, I am going to, as soon as this video is finished, we're going to use a bag holder to pour these bags so I don't have to keep them in these containers. But let's do this. We're going to do 2 tablespoons. This is a half. So I'm actually going to do 4 of these because this is a half a tablespoon measuring. My other one, this is the first thing I grab. And so we'll set this aside. And let's do the same thing with the powdered sugar. Oh, powdered sugar is one of those. I have to tell you a funny story while you're having to watch me do this. I made wedding cake cookies, and if you have never had those, go watch the video and make them. You don't have to wait for the holidays. They're just too darn good. But I made them and I threw, this is before I was really had the bag holder under control. I had just made it and I kind of just stuffed everything in bags. Well, we're going to do a tablespoon of these just in case you're wondering. So I didn't have anything labeled, and I was a newer kind of connoisseur and pulled out the first bag that I saw that was white because, you know, hello, never thought that flour would be the same thing. And that's it, guys. We're done. We're going to start mixing. So I made these wedding cake cookies that take like 5 cups of powdered sugar, and well, needless to say, it was 5 cups of flour, and let me tell you, I even passed them out to friends and family and they liked them. They were so disgusting. Nasty, nasty, nastiness. So, label it. If you don't know the difference, label it when you put it in bags. Keep a Sharpie in your bag holder and you will be good to go. Now, what I'm doing is I'm basically just going to mix this, and I'm going to show you why, because you're probably going, I wonder why she made it in the bag. 1, because everything's made in the bag in my house, but 2, because I'm going to pipe this mixture right onto a cookie sheet once I get it all mixed up. And this just allows me so I don't get it all over my hands. I can mix and mash it really well. and then turn it into a piping bag. So it's actually almost all mixed. There's a couple pieces of butter that we just need to mix around, and then we'll pipe it. So as soon as I'm done, I'll see you in a minute. So we've pretty much mixed it, and I started to bring it down so it would go to the bottom, but I thought, let me show you first. So once you've got it, you're mixing things, this could be anything, batters, mixes like this, it's gonna be all over the bag. That's just the way it is. So what you do is you turn your bag into a little accordion, see that? And start from the top, and I tell everybody it's just like milking a cow. I'm gonna assume that because I've never milked one. But you just go from the top and work your way down, and you see how it all comes to the bottom really simply, and the top is pretty much cleared out. Do you see that? So that's also how you do your piping bag, because you make the accordion, you take one corner, and now we're going to put all that into one space of the bag. Okay, now we're going to turn this into a piping bag. This is thicker, so if this was thinner, we cut a tiny hole. Since it's thicker, we're going to cut a bigger hole because we want them to be about an inch. This is only going to make about 10. I'm just doing a small batch because I get too fat every time I keep making stuff for you guys. So I need to do things in moderation. You guys make as many as you want, but just figure each cup makes about 10, and you want it to be about a tablespoon. Just like this. Now we're going to pop these in the fridge. They do not have to be any particular shape. I do it this way so I don't have to touch it. You see how we're doing this? We're going to pop these in the fridge. Oh, you can't see. Hello. Nice try. You see now? We're going to pop these in the fridge for about 30 minutes. We need this to get hard so that we can dip them, and that when we dip them. Now, as I start to do this, you can see I'm going to go ahead and work my bag again. Just want to make sure I don't want to miss any of the dough or batter or whatever you're making. Deviled eggs, really, really good to make in here. Check out that recipe. So, and then squeeze it to create your piping bag again. Just pop it out. Very simple. So guys, we'll see you in about 30 minutes as soon as these have gotten hard enough to dip and eat. Just took them out of the fridge. You can see they are nice, and they're actually adorable. Nice and hard. What you're going to do is basically peel them off and put them in your chocolate. Now I melted my chocolate. If you don't have like an almond bark or a baking chocolate, you're just going to add about a teaspoon of oil to any chocolate chips that you have. Does not matter. Now listen, you can shake this up. You can do white chocolate. You can do melted butterscotch chips. It's really just about the little balls. They're so good. And what I'm doing right now is, as I'm coating these, I've also got my caramel in the microwave. You see how easy this is? In the microwave, melting, because I'm going to drizzle it with that. Now, if you have rolled peanut chips, pecan chips, sprinkle those on them. Your creativity is all your own. The possibilities are endless. I mean, that's how any good recipe's been created, is somebody's before. There's the caramel. It's about ready. Somebody before you, and this was about a cup of a cup of that baking chocolate. So you don't need the whole thing at all. And there's probably going to be some of this left. I'm certainly not skimping on the coating. They will be so good. Hey, here's a good idea. If you have any left, go ahead and if you have a Twinkie, this is on a blog that I did. Go ahead and dip your Twinkie in here. Your kids will love you. Your husband will love you. And hey, if you're the husband, your wife will love you. But go ahead and dip anything that would be different and yummy. You could just dip your pretzels if you have this left. Don't waste this good old chocolate. This is too good. But you see how easy this is? Let me go get the caramel. Got the caramel, and this we're just going to drizzle across. I'm just using a fork. You see how we're doing that? Just make little crisscrosses. Doesn't have to be perfect unless you're a perfectionist. You can figure out how to do it differently than if you're a perfectionist. We just want this caramel to drizzle over here nicely. I used about 12 caramel pieces. Just uncover it. Or unwrap them, not uncover them. And then we're going to pop this back in the fridge for about another 30 minutes, and then store them in a plastic bag, duh, as if you didn't already know that. you're good to go. Just make sure that they are solid and the chocolate and caramel have completely cooled. I'm going to show you this. I think I might use that for the rest of that caramel for ice cream. But don't those look cute? Can you see that? Now guys, thanks for joining me. Visit me at todaysliving.net and go check us out at facebook.com/bagholder. We got tons of recipes all the time. See you soon. All done. See you soon.